Sunday blues, but plenty of bling for our Team Singapore athletes as they charge their way to podium positions today. Hello everyone, I'm Kelly Latimer and welcome to Today at the Games.
I'm Ed Russell and we are coming to you live from Hanoi, the home of the 31st SEA Games. We have the swimmers coming up for you a little while later in the show, including the likes of Joseph Schooling and Kwad Zung Won.
That's right. Now the team competition in fencing started today, and that was with the women's FA and the men's sabre. We'll bring you all the highlights of that a little later on as well.
And also starting their competition today, the shooters and the bowlers, all of whom were hoping to be as successful as the silat exponents, who finished their final day of competition on a high.
Well, they've certainly made it a SEA Games campaign to remember, and Sheikh Farhan, who was the flag bearer for Singapore at the opening ceremony, well, he certainly had a dramatic match.
For the first match, class 65 to 70 kilogram.
The final of the 65 to 70 kilogram for women. And there's another great pick, and that's surely got to be counting. It's a highlight on the left of screen. Oh, now that's interesting. Good, resisting the attack. And there's a good solid punch, and there's a kick, but now looking at trying to drag her down. That's a good fall. Absolutely great drop. Still a good time left. Oh, that was a good super play, and that will be blues. Great emotion, great tears, and there it is. It's gold medal for Nurul Suhaila of Singapore. You can see what it means to her, and it brings a lump to the throats of all of us that are witnessing it.
Honestly, I've waited 2 years to compete, so knowing I had 3 bronzes before this, I knew I had to step it up. And this year, I really wanted to, give my all and prove to my parents that I can progress over time, and eventually I will win whatever I want to win.
And Singapore versus Indonesia. Singapore on the right, Indonesia on the left. Well, he goes down. How many points has been deducted? Okay, 5 points, right? 2 from red. Ooh, that's up to the head. And now we get exactly the same scenario. Oh dear, the side kick into the head. I think that will be a red. Hurry to go quickly, but a couple of good kicks there. Another kick on target, another kick. Still 10 points the difference. And again, another raised leg. And it has been given to Singapore on a technical knockout there. Mohammed Hassim bin Mohammed Yusli is the winner of the gold medal. All's fair, of course, within the rules. And this is the gold for Mohammed Hashim as he takes the gold medal for Singapore. Final matchup of competition. He brought him back into play, and actually some punches both sides into target. Points, scoring, and he holds his throat there, although I don't believe that it was... oh, well, he's having a little warning here. We might be assessed. Yeah, there is a warning. Was the moment where the play was stopped. Watch the head, okay, some exchanges of... Now, that was the kick to the knee once. Yeah, it does. So there's some deductions too. Salonong Glompan to catch up, but he is just feeling. And they're throwing in the towel. They're stopping. And there you go. Basically saying thank you, but no thank you. And there it is. It's a disappointing way to win the gold medal, but you have to say it's going along with the officials
And every competition I go, I always expect to win gold. So it's the end of a journey of training and sacrifices that I made for the past few months after the previous competition in February. So this is just the ending, and I just can't wait to get back and rest for a bit and get training in for World Championships. Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Team Silat, but they could have had another gold. Unfortunately, one final wasn't held. Now, in his semi-final match yesterday, Sheikh Firdaus, the 2018 world champion, was up against Supat Bunchit when his Thai rival actually threw an illegal blow.
Yeah, that's right. It was a hit to the chin, which dropped Firdaus to the mat, and the Thai was docked points, and the final decision was made in favour of the Singaporean.
Unfortunately, Firdaus couldn't recover in time for today's final, and he eventually conceded. So instead, he settled for a silver. Here's what he had to say.
I dropped 2 classes down to compete in these SEA Games, but sadly, I couldn't compete in the finals because I suffered a concussion from the previous match, and the doctors advised me to not compete for my own safety. I wanted to fight, but I think safety is my priority, and I look forward to the next competition.
Yeah, such a shame that he couldn't fight for gold, but hopefully he can get to do just that in Cambodia next year at the next edition of the SEA Games.
You know what? I really hope so too. Well, after all of the drama of the Silat Arena, let's now head over to the range for day 1 of shooting. Day 1 of the shooting competition featured 5 Team Singapore athletes in 2 events. In the women's 10-metre air rifle qualification round, Singapore was represented by the trio of Adele Tan, Fernell Tan and Natanya Tan. In this event, shooters have a total of 60 shots. In a field of 19 competitors, Adele finished in 11th position with a score of 618.1. However, both Natanya and Fernell managed to get in the top 8 and seal their spots in the final. Fernell scored a total of 625 and qualified for 4th spot. Natanya just managed to squeeze into a top 8 position with a score of 620.7. The combined score of 1,863.8 from all 3 shooters earned them a bronze medal in the team event.
I think my teammates and I are quite happy that we won a medal for the country. Performance-wise, definitely we could be better, but I think given the situation here, I think all of us did our best.
There's definitely still more to improve, and there's still one more upcoming event, which is the mixed team event, so we will still continue to fight our best.
And given that we haven't had a lot of opportunities for international competitions, I think, we all worked very hard for this. Yeah.
There was no further joy for Singapore in the individual final, where shooters have a total of 24 shots, with elimination looming from the 12th shot onwards. Fernell was the first to be eliminated after 14 shots with a score of 141.7. Natanya, meanwhile, hung on till she too was eliminated after 20 shots with a score of 202.9. Indonesia, Vietnam and Thailand took gold, silver and bronze respectively. Now over in the men's 25-metre rapid fire, Lim Swee Hon and Hung Shu Siang just couldn't find their sweet spot, and they ended up finishing 12th and 14th respectively. Well, all the best to our shooters in the upcoming events.
Hear, hear. For now, though, we're going to go for a very short break. When we come back, though, we'll have some fencing and some bowling, and it is golden, I promise. We'll see you back here shortly. Welcome back to Today at the Games. In just a while, we will have the highlights from the first day of bowling with the men's and women's singles competition starting today. And when you have Shuri Tan and New Hui Fun in the mix, expectations get pretty high, Kelly, and for good reason.
I can imagine so, but right now it's over to a sport that has been on point, adding medals of every single colour to Singapore's tally every single day since the SEA Games officially started. Which sports am I talking about? Well, it's fencing, of course. After sweeping the top 2 medals in the women's épée individual final 3 days ago, Team Singapore was the hot favourite to win the women's épée team event. The last runners-up of the SEA Games ranked top amongst the 5 entries and received a bye in the last 4 against the Philippines, meaning they were guaranteed at least a bronze before even stepping onto the piste. Individual gold medalist El Ko was rested at the beginning, but Kyriatakana Abdul Rahman, Victoria Lim and Rebecca Ong still managed to build up a healthy 4-point lead after 3 periods. Kyriatakana was in good form. The individual silver medalist won all 3 bouts she contested, scoring a massive 20 points in the 1st to 45 match. And when Elle stepped in, there was no stopping for Team Singapore as they beat the Philippines 45-32 and roared into the final to face Thailand. Team Singapore had not won this event in the SEA Games before, so they trotted out their strongest lineup in the final, Kyriatakana leading the way with a 4-2 win against Michai Kanyapat. But Elle and Rebecca were not able to extend their lead. In fact, the next 5 bouts were all level, making the ties uncomfortably close with just a 2-point gap to Singapore. But in the 7th bout, Rebecca stepped up her attack to build up a 7-point cushion. Elle then followed suit before Kyriatakana wrapped up the final bout with a 45-36 victory. This is a historic win for Team Singapore, and they got the chance to receive their medals from Minister Edwin Tong.
Very happy because it's the first time that we got gold. The previous edition was only a silver, so I think all of us came into this SEA Games this time around just to win the gold. So I'm happy that we accomplished our mission. I think our plan was to hold the lead when we got a lead, and I think we did quite a good job. And towards the end, I think Rebecca pulled up a couple more points towards the end. That was very helpful.
I think, firstly, I'm quite familiar with fencing this particular opponent, so I had quite a lot of confidence when fencing her. And I think the need to help the team pull away as well, so because we were quite close in score for quite a large majority of the entire match. So just the motivation to help my team pull away so that to give the last two fencers an easier time, less stressful as well.
I think there was a bit of pressure that I brought myself. But after all, it's a team event and it's like a team working together to get the points and win. So I think that definitely relieves some of the stress. I think I fenced as well as I did today. Whether it was my best, that's decided on my coach. But I definitely tried my best and I'm really proud of our result.
Absolutely elated. I think the girls really deserve it. They worked very hard. I asked them just now whether they were nervous. They said they were very nervous, but you know, it didn't show at all and they were so determined. Very, very proud of them.
In the men's sabre team event, Team Singapore also secured a bronze before their semi-final bout against the hosts Vietnam. With only 4 teams taking part in this edition, 2 wins would be enough for a gold medal. But it was a tall order to beat the defending champions Vietnam, who had a strong lineup, including individual sabre gold medalist Vu Thanh An. Chan Fu-Sien and Tan Wei Zuo both lost their first bouts to the hosts fencer before Choi Yu-yong pulled it back 12-all at one stage against Nguyen Xuan Loi. Dunn also stepped up his game in the 4th period. The scoreline was tight at this stage, but Vietnam would gradually extend their lead and seal the victory, winning 45-35. Singapore had to settle for a bronze medal. Team Singapore have now 11 medals in the fencing event, and with 4 more team events to go in the next 2 days, there's a good chance they'll add more to the medal tally. The Royal City Mega Mall in Hanoi has a massive underground mall with numerous retail outlets and a bowling alley where the best bowlers in Southeast Asia are now gathered. The competition started today with the men's singles. 6 countries each sent 2 of their best bowlers. A total of 6 games would determine the winner. Rehan, with a singles bronze in the last games, was hoping to do better. Mohammad Jaris Goh also had a bronze in 2019 in the Masters event. But it was Anup Aramsaranon of Thailand, silver medalist in 2019, who set an early pace. A 246 pinfall propelling him to the top after Game 1. Rehan managed 204, giving him 7th place, while Mohammad Jaris bowled 203 to place 9th. It was only in Game 4 where the Singapore bowlers picked up their game, with Rehan putting together a few strikes for a 243 pinfall and 5th position. Mohammad Jaris scored 222 to move to 7th. It was Thai Yanapon Lapafarat who topped the leaderboard, but the competition would throw up a surprise. Southpaw Matthew Tan of the Philippines rolled into gold medal position with the highest scoring game of 249 in his last game. Yanapon Lapafarat and Ryan Lalisang of Indonesia took silver and bronze respectively. Rehan placed 6th with a total game of 202, while a disappointing 177 pinfall saw Mohammad Jaris end in 10th.
For me personally, I think it's not as good as what I thought. But most importantly, it's like finding out as much information towards the doubles and team event. In the middle, I got lost a little bit because I think it's not only me, every country got lost. At the end, I was testing different things because we were trying to cover as many angles as possible because like for Rehan, he was playing a little bit more inside, but for me, I was playing a little bit more outside.
The information must have been relayed to the women bowlers. Defending champion New Hui Fen had a fine start, leading with a pinfall of 249 in Game 1. Indonesian Sharon Liman Santoso was second with 238, and Sherry Tan followed closely in third with a score of 228. The three continued to play musical chairs over the next 2 games. Sherry Tan took over the lead in Game 2, only for New Hui Fen to take it back in Game 3. Sharon Liman Santoso continued to be a thorn in Singapore's side, splitting the 2 Singaporeans to remain in silver position most of the time. But a massive 278 pinfall by Sherry in the 4th game and another of 275 in the 5th put the world-class bowler firmly in front, and a final 206 pinfall meant she claimed the first bowling gold for Singapore at these games. It was left to New Hui Fen and Liman Santoso to fight for silver, or so they thought. Instead, it was Filipina Maria Alexis who snuck through, pipping New Hui Fen to the silver by a single pin.
I think I bowled pretty well today. I took it like one shot at a time and focused on the present. So I didn't really check the scores and see where I was standing, but I know I was somewhere out there. It shows that we have depth and it has been rotating between the few Singaporeans. If I'm not wrong, it started quite a while back. And then it has been every Singaporean winning the singles goal. So I think it really speaks volume of our team. I mean, it's great to always win, but at the end of the day, the job's not done because we still have 2 more events. And it's a pretty short SEA Games for us this time around. So we're looking forward to the next 2 events.
Well, it's the doubles competition tomorrow, so go Singapore, because Singapore is actually second in the bowling medals stake in 2019. So we're really hoping they're going to be able to up it a spot next time.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow. For now, though, we're going to go for a short break swimming with the veterans Joseph Schooling and Kwad Sing Won, and the new up-and-coming swimmers such as Letitia Sim. When we return, we will see you in a couple of minutes' time.
Thanks for watching today at the Games, and now it's a little bit of swimming action. Over the past 2 days, the swimmers have already added to the swimming bag 8 golds, 5 silvers and 2 bronzes. The question is, what would be next?
Yeah, it is a massive haul of medals, isn't it? Although in 2019, the Singapore swimming team did collect 23 golds, and that was a total that was always going to be hard to live up to. But if you have been watching the swimming team, you will know that you cannot doubt their desire. Here are the highlights from day 3 in the pool.
One silver and bronze in 2013. Lane number 1 off to a iffy start. Tran Tiong Kam of Vietnam, the 17-year-old. Dang Ai Mi, the 16-year-olds in lane 2. Zi of Singapore in 3. Kamon Chanok of Thailand in 4. Ching Hui of Singapore in 5. Quick fire start from Gan Ching Hui in lane number 5 as she turns after the first 50 meters, just slightly ahead of Kamon Chanok. In fact, Kamon Chanok's just 0.02 seconds ahead of Gan Ching Hui mark. Gan Ching Hui has got to watch. The Thai is a very, very quick finisher over the years, and she turns in second spot in prime position to pounce just in case those legs fail Ching Hui in the final stages. This is very well judged, you have to say, from the Singaporean. Kwan Wong coming on strong now in the final stages of this race, but it is Gan Ching Hui who is still holding on to first position, and Singapore win their first gold medal in the 200 freestyle since 2009. Gan Ching Hui is a double gold medalist at these games. Kwan Wong Kamon Chanok of Thailand finishes in second, and Zi of Singapore in third.
I felt like I was the one giving myself too much pressure coming into today's race because I haven't swum 200 free in a while. So I was lacking a bit of that practice for that race execution, and also a bit of like racing experience because we didn't have much of like this international racing experience coming to this meet. So yeah, I'm glad it's over. Can heave a sigh of relief.
4, 5, and 6. Another fight, Wong Charawan of Thailand, the outside bet. Joe Schooling, of course, the defending champion, 4-time defending champion. Remember the last time he lost in this event was 2011. Glenn Sutanto won the silver that year, and Wong Thi Phuoc of Vietnam won it. Joe has gotten off to a very good start, but is now trailing behind in 5th position. Joe Schooling at the moment will probably turn in first place after the first 50 meters as he attacks the wall, and let's see what sort of a breakout he's going to have in this now. Just slightly ahead of Kwatan Brian Leong of Malaysia, who took it very quickly in the first 50 meters, and Joe Schooling is going to just sprint away with a gold medal yet again in the 100 meters butterfly. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, the big man, Joe Schooling back on the big stage and winning one at the Southeast Asian Games. 52.22 seconds, not his best time, but good enough and still better than anyone else in Southeast Asia. National record was set at the last SEA Games when she won gold, 31.40 seconds. Srisad, we all know, will go off very quickly in lane number 5. Letitia Sim this morning in the heats came on very strong in the final 25 meters of the race. And the turnover rate is in a magnificent form. Letitia Sim slowly creeping into the race right now against Janjira Srisad. In fact, Letitia Sim is probably just ahead of Janjira Srisad. It's all the way to the finish, and Letitia Sim has won the gold medal. 31.43 seconds, 0.2 seconds ahead of Janjira Srisad. What an amazing time this is for Letitia Sim.
A lot of up and down, a lot of learning curves, as I said, and other than that, I'm really happy to be here and been given this opportunity to swim. So yeah.
In the butterfly, and they'll start off with Kantimun, who was 4th in the 100 meters backstroke. Those are your lineups. So Jared Jacinto will go for the Philippines in lane number 2. Farrell Tangkas, who was 3rd in the 100 meters backstroke, goes for Indonesia in 3. Zheng 100 meters back for Thailand in lane number 7. What a start this is for Kwatan Wen. It's as if he didn't even swim at all tonight, Mark.
Yeah, and this is what it means to all our swimmers in the relay, right?
Kwatan Wen maybe gassing out a little bit after his exertions earlier on. Vietnam just ahead of Singapore by 0.03 seconds. I did say as well that the first 2 legs are going to be very interesting because here comes the SEA Games record holder. Good work, Max, because he is fighting right back for Singapore. Tan Bao, we know, is very strong in the final 50 meters. Max has retaken the lead for Team Singapore, and he's just ahead by 0.23 seconds ahead of Pham Tan Bao.
I think this is going to be a really fast split from him.
It is absolutely fast. He's taken out the SEA Games champion and SEA Games record holder to actually give Singapore the lead after leg number 2. We didn't expect that. Joseph's already gone 52 sub right here in Vietnam already in the 100 meters butterfly earlier on tonight. Joe just slightly ahead of Thi Phuoc, trying to keep in the same Schooling postal code, but at the moment still failing to do so. Joe Schooling extends the lead once again, doing Schooling things as always, and Jonathan Tan goes into the pool against Vietnam's Jeremy Wong, who created a new personal best of 50.14 in clinching silver. Johnny's gonna take it away, Mark, for the final 50. I'm sure the gold medal is secured now.
No doubt. I think Johnny, he's our anchor man. He's very reliable. He has a great work ethic. You know that he's a 50 meters national record holder.
Well able to do, of course. As I said earlier on, 49.07 is his personal best. and he takes it home. And if he had swum like this in the 100 freestyle last night, it would have been a silver by himself, not shared with Jeremy Wong, who just kept totally behind him into the closet in the 4x100 meters medley.
Yeah, I mean, did that one for Dad. So, you know, I wish that was the second time we could step up on the podium, but given everything that happened the first day, we just had to reset, put it behind us, and I'm glad to have a great support staff around. Without them, I think my mind would have been pretty all over the place. So kudos to my team. I'm just doing the easy work over here. They have to plan day in and day out. I just have to execute. So yeah, like I said, I can't add any more to that.
And we'll see you in the 4x2 tomorrow as well.
I don't know. That's a question for Gary. And you guys have been peppering him with questions, so I enjoy seeing those results. I enjoy reading those on Facebook. So yeah, I don't know. If I have to, I'll step up and do it.
Yes, what an evening for Team Singapore in the pool. Joseph Schooling winning his 5th straight gold in the 100 metres butterfly, and it's his 16th individual gold, which means Joseph overtakes Tan Tuan Hung as the male swimmer with the most individual gold medals in the history of the SEA Games. Quite remarkable. 24 golds now for Singapore overall, 25 silvers and 29 bronze. Their total of 78. Vietnam, though, still streaks ahead. No one is catching the host nation at the moment. 86 golds for them. They're on 194.
194 medals total. That is
crazy.
Something quite
Like
remarkable.
day 4.
I know. Still got a lot more of the games to go, and if you'd like to keep up to date with everything that's happening, well, on MeWatch Channel 1, we've got plenty of action coming to you from the swimming pool that comes and starts at 10 a.m. with the heats, then over at 11 a.m. we've also got table tennis mixed doubles, where Singapore is actually going to take on Malaysia in the quarterfinals.
That's right, and swimming continues in the evening. The swimming finals at 7 p.m. But you know, if you fancy to watch something else in the meantime, or perhaps you want 2 screens, your TV and your laptop, make sure you head over to mewatch.sg/SEA Games to choose from all 3 channels.
Well, you make it a must to join us for today at the Games, okay? There's no excuses. We'll be bringing you all the highlights of Team Singapore in action. Simple as that. With that, we sign off for tonight. I'm Kelly Latimer.
I'm Edward Russell. Have a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow.